All right, everybody. It is time. The invasion's upon us. And so there was a calling that they were in need of two nerds to come back to the atmosphere and do some more reviews. So without further ado, two nerds are better than one are back. My name is Ron Deasy. I got my co-host here.
Mr. Awesome. And I'm sorry I'm laughing so hard, but I literally, a second ago, he wasn't wearing those glasses. So,
yeah.
So I just need a moment to recuperate. Do
you
your
need
intro,
more time?
man. I'm good.
You need more time?
I'm good. I'm good.
You good? Okay.
We're good, baby.
We're back. We're back after a hiatus. I think we needed a break. I know I needed a break. Just to get together. What about you? How you feeling now?
I'm feeling good, man. I there was a lot of cool stuff that came out, so it kind of gave me a chance to try out all these like betas and demos and stuff that were coming out for like Street Fighter and other games. So it was kind of nice.
Yeah,
little time. So
speaking of Street Fighter, I've been watching your streams. You got Ryu almost down packed. I see like you got like a nice little combo going on where you finish it with his Shoryuken.
Oh yeah. No, there's some really cool sauce in there for sure with Ryu.
So is Ryu your main right now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I eventually will pick it up. I'll pick it up. Capcom got a whole bunch of deals right now, so I'm gonna download the 30th Street Fighter anniversary, which it comes with all the games up to from Street Fighter 1 to Street Fighter 3, Third Impact. Yeah, Street Fighter 3, Third Impact. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get that. I've been playing. I got some new games I'm playing. I'm still playing Arkham Knight. Just taking my time.
Have you ever beaten that?
Arkham Knights?
Yeah. Oh, Arkham Knights.
Arkham Knights. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Are you enjoying yourself in that game?
It's cool. It's a nice story. I knew going to this, I didn't expect a Batman game. So one thing that kind of sets it apart is that there's no parry or counters. It's just a dodge that you guys have, which is cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the Arkham series where he counters and you can counter two people at a time.
Well, yeah, that's so fun because I mean, then you're turning their attacks against them. You're not just dodging.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a little bit more fun. That's why the Spider-Man games are so fun too. They basically took what Arkham did and just like elevated it to another level.
Right.
So.
Right. The first game that I seen do that with that type of style.
The counter style?
Not the counter style.
Yeah, because I feel like Arkham kind of started that.
Yeah, not the counter style, but like the way you fight multiple enemies and depending on where you move your joystick at will depend on which enemy you hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first game I remember, and I can't remember if it was the Jackie Chan game or if it was a Jet Li game, but that was on the PS2.
Wow.
That was the first ones I've seen with that kind of fighting style. And then I think Arkham adapted that and made it better.
Okay.
Another game that was overlooked that has that similar style with the counters is Mad Max.
I never played that game.
Mad Max is a great game. The fighting style is the same. You get like this meter where if you counter enough times, you get into like a rampage mode and like you do one hit KOs. And the driving is fun. It's got overlooked, but it's a fun game. Almost like Arkham City. Yeah. Arkham City? Yeah, Arkham City. Yeah. But yeah,
that's
and then
crazy.
there's this other game.
What system was Mad Max on? PS2?
PS4 and
PS4. Wow.
Is it PS4? Yeah, PS4 to Xbox One. Okay. I have on Xbox One. And then I downloaded this other game called Werewolf. Something else. And I love werewolves. I prefer werewolves over vampires.
Mm-hmm.
But this game is kind of it felt like a little bit rushed production wise. But it's cool.
You want to talk about rushed, man. Have you seen that Golem game?
I heard it got bad reviews.
It's horrible, dude.
Really?
I've been watching these a couple of new people lately. One's called EFAP, and it's basically called Every Frame a Pause. and they
Mm-hmm.
were basically going over the Gollum game, and they were going over a bunch of people's streams that are normally members of their like little podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just losing their minds, and like some of the things that you see in that game are so terrible. Like
Right.
he jumps right through the thing that you're supposed to jump on, or when he jumps up, instead he jumps backwards.
Oh
uh
man.
you're looking down and like all this stuff, and there's like all these things moving around, and some of them are literally like in the lava moving around, like they're just there, and they appear
Don't
out
you
of
love those
nowhere and they
glitches?
disappear out of nowhere.
Don't you
It's
love those glitches?
oh, it was absolutely awful, dude. There were so many, and he dies all the time, but there's like no cool like dying animation of how he dies. They're just like, you died, and that's it. They didn't
Yeah.
even bother to put anything like cool when he died. You know, I think the best thing they saw was one time a orc grabbed him by the back of the head and punched him out.
Wow.
It's not a good game, and it's a fully priced AAA game.
Wow. Yeah, speaking of Lord of the Rings, I think you ever played the Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War
Yes,
games?
Shadow of Mordor.
Those
Yeah,
I beat Shadow of Mordor.
I
And
never beat it, but it was hype.
yeah,
It was really
that's
good.
a great game. That's a great game.
Yeah.
And I think now they have like a Orc Online game going on right now. I've been seeing a lot of thumbnails where you can level up your Orc.
Well, Lord of the Rings needs something good, because
Yeah.
that thing is
They have a
crap.
mobile game out right now. That's like a fight collection thing.
Mm.
But yeah, that's been me. Just keeping low key, trying to take a break and regather myself. But yeah, movies. There's been a lot that has came out. Did you want to go over Secret Invasion or you want to go over Flash?
Whatever you want, man. You're the
Let's
host.
go over let's go over Flash.
I can't argue with the host. I knew you'd pick Flash, by the way. I knew it. This man has been wanting a decent DC movie for a while.
I have, man.
And it's decent. Flash
it's decent.
is decent.
It's one of the better ones. Yes. But there was so before that, I did watch Ant-Man. That was okay. You know, it was okay.
It had its moments.
Yeah, it had its moments. I thought Kang would have been. But they do this a lot in the cinematic movies. Like in the comics, he's supposed to be like way more powerful.
I know they nerf everybody, man.
They
that happened
nerf
in the Flash
everybody.
too, though, man. They basically nerfed the Flash. I mean, we'll talk about that, but I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing that in all the movies nowadays.
Right. So I saw that. So let's get to the Flash.
Okay.
So let's not do a full review. Let's just do.
I don't want to spoil things. I mean, I think it's been a week, so I don't want to tell everybody. But
yeah. What did you like? What didn't you like?
You know what's so funny about the Flash movie is that the worst part about the Flash movie is the Flash.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he doesn't. I mean, I didn't read the Flash comics a lot, but I've watched, the shows, and I've watched a lot of the animated movies, and I watched like Justice League animated, and his personality doesn't feel like the Flash, or at least like Barry Allen. You know what I mean? He seems like kind of like neurotic.
Yeah.
And he's, Flash is like a goofball. He's silly, but he's not.
It seemed like they overly did it.
Yeah. Like, I don't like the way that he played him.
Yeah.
And again, that's just me. Everybody does it differently, right? But I didn't enjoy him that much. And I think the fact that, like, if he just could have talked to the other, because you already know there's two Flashes in the movie. That's not a spoiler. So if he could have talked to the other Flash for, like, 3 seconds before he started doing stuff, which he could have done, could have avoided a lot of trouble.
Right.
It's just dumb, So, like, that type... But, like, the cool stuff, like Michael Keaton's the 89 Batman, awesome.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I could use a little bit more Kara in there. I thought she was really cool.
Yeah, I think she's kind of forgetful. You kind of think, oh, like, okay, look, she's going to replace Superman, Henry Cavill, right?
Yeah,
you think she's going to have, like, a major part? Yeah.
Like
you think she's gonna have a major part, but then she didn't have, like, it kind of ends quickly.
Yeah, she's like she's kicking the crap out of Zod. I mean, like, winning completely, and then she's like, ugh. Like she's so weak. Like, dude, you
Right.
just whooped his ass.
Right.
Don't tell me that you can't keep fighting. I mean, and they've all been around almost around the same time. If you remember Man of Steel, they were there for like 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, it's not like they had time to gain their strength more than Kara did. At least not that
Right.
much more. Why are they so much more powerful than her already? It just doesn't make
Right.
any sense, you know? But I still really enjoyed her in the part she was, and she wasn't like super overbearing over the film or anything like that, you know. So
I like how they kind of really separated her from Superman. How she, ooh, how can I say this without giving spoilers? She was more Kryptonian than Earth.
and she's supposed to be right because
Yeah.
she actually grew up on Krypton, so
Right.
that's what's different between her and Superman. She has
Mm-hmm.
this whole other aspect of a light that he never knew.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. She grew up on
Right.
Krypton, and he grew up on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a different mindset. She's more about her people.
Right.
She is almost like if given the right circumstances, she would join Zod. You know?
See, that's the thing though. I don't know if that's the case because she already knew that Zod was kind of a nut when
Mm-hmm.
she was growing up on Krypton. And the only reason that this psycho is here causing problems right now is because they followed her
Yeah.
there. I'm not going to tell you why they followed her and everything like that. I don't want to spoil anything, but that's the reason that I think she actually joins the fight
Mm-hmm.
because she blames herself for why it's happening.
Right.
I think that's the reason. If they just came because they were showing up and it wasn't her fault, who knows what could have happened? You might be right.
Yeah. Um what else didn't you like?
Uh,
Or what did you like?
what did I like?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the Batman scenes, which I don't really want to get too into. There were some dumb stuff with Batman too, though, like things that he would never do. You know,
Yeah.
like not Batman like.
Mm-hmm.
That I just don't want to spoil him. That's why I don't really want to talk about it completely. But his fights and stuff are cool. The moves he does are awesome. But then the decisions he makes in later battles are not what Batman would do. Does that make sense?
We're talking about Tim Burton's Batman, right?
Yeah, Michael Keaton's
Michael
Batman.
Keaton's, yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying, yeah.
yeah. He just wouldn't do that. Batman doesn't do that type of stuff. He's a strategist.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He's supposed to be, yeah, he's supposed to be one that makes all the decisions and
Yeah, he
strategize
doesn't do
and
anything without
yeah, is
thinking.
always a step ahead of everybody.
And there's a part where
Um,
he's like, they because you even see it in the trailers, right? They find Kara, right? And like he's about to just leave her there.
yeah.
Like that would never happen. Batman would not just leave someone who's, you know, been treated this way in a prison. He just wouldn't leave him there. You know what I mean?
You know what it kind of reminds me of after you're saying that, how like Batman was doing stuff that wasn't Batman like. It kind of reminds you of Luke Skywalker.
Oh, in Star Wars, in the new
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I could see. Yeah, no, I hear what
Mm-hmm.
you're saying.
Yeah.
And we're just supposed to believe, like, without any evidence that, like, man, well, he's been through a lot. This is just what happens. It's like, and again, I've been watching these like those people I was telling you about, like Dead Frame of Pause people, and they've been going through a lot of stuff, and they were talking about the Last Jedi, as a matter of fact, and they're like, okay, if he has this big transition, can you at least show me why he has this transition? You know what I
Right.
mean? You never really give us any type of backstory or anything on it. So it's like the same with Michael Keaton. Can't you maybe go to like a flashback or something, a time when like he just, I don't know, becomes dumber? I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
or the fact that he just lost faith in helping anybody, and he doesn't
Right.
seem that way even when he's talking to him. So just
Mhm.
the way he was in the beginning of the movie to where he makes that decision with Kara doesn't add up. You know?
Yeah, yeah. It was poorly done.
Yeah.
Um what I didn't like so much. Oh, everybody talks about the CGI in that movie.
That
Especially
didn't
with
bother me. I that actually did not bother me. I thought it was done that way intentionally. I thought it was a kind of art style that they were going for. Did it look amazing? No, but it didn't look as terrible to me as other people made it out to be. And I actually thought though the part when he was running and that whole like thing going by him was super
Yeah.
cool. I actually really
Yeah.
enjoyed that part. That was cool to me, even though it might not have been that hard to do. It looked
Yeah.
cool. I will say though, his like startup running thing
Right.
was the most annoying looking thing. People don't run that way.
Right.
Like,
the CG, the part I didn't mind the CGI in the when he was in the Speed Force.
yeah, I didn't mind that at all. Yeah.
The part that I was like, oh, this kind of looks, it could have been better,
Okay.
or I've seen better.
Yeah, which
was the first part, the first act when he's was helping Batman. That scene.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
I thought, that scene could have been a little bit better, or the CG could have been a lot better.
Man,
and
I'm not
speaking
gonna
of
say
Batman,
everything, but the things that were in peril, they were in serious peril.
right?
There was a lot of bad things that were about to happen to
Right.
people that like were just so random.
Right. The
Which I
speaking of
actually I
Batman,
thought that was so funny just because like there's no way.
right. That speaking of Batman, you seen Ben Affleck's Batman in the commercials a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But after seeing it in the movie and you get like a still shots of him, I don't like the mask part right here, the scrunching up part.
Okay.
I didn't like how his mask looked.
You know what it actually reminded me more of was Frank Miller's Batman. He kind of had that thing on his mask, if I remember correctly. But he did look kind of weird, and that chest protector thing looked really odd too.
Yeah, I was wondering why. I was running the commercial. I was like, okay, why that suit? But then it was because he was like surfboarding on the ground. So I guess it's like it's supposed to protect him from the ground.
I guess
his other suit would probably got ate up. That's the only thing I could think of because it looked like
I love
metal.
like his bike too had like all this defender stuff, but like right here you could shoot him where you want. Right? It's like, okay. Why don't you just have like clear bulletproof glass too?
Right.
Why would you
I didn't like the
Hey, right here. You can don't shoot here.
Right.
Right.
I didn't like Young Barry. Young Barry was kind of
he was so annoying.
Yes, so annoying. And like you said, like they overdid it with the Flash, but like that was like, okay, can we get less time of him? Because he just was a goofball the whole time, wasn't taking it seriously.
Yeah.
With Ezra Miller, I know he plays in other shows. Flash is the only thing I know him of.
He was in the Harry Potter thing. Not Harry Potter, but
the Beast thing.
Yeah, Fantastic
Beasts. Okay, I never seen any of them.
2 and 3.
Never seen any of them.
Yeah,
but the only part where it sold me on his like dramatic scene was when he was talking to the younger Barry in the Bat Cave, talking about like, you don't know what you have, this and that, you're taking for granted. I was like, oh, I think that's
overacting.
I was like, you almost had me.
Yeah, you almost had it.
You almost had me, but no, you need more.
Yeah, you should have just told him what was going on. I mean,
right.
That's what was really annoying. And I love how after he... No, I can't. That'll spoil it, I think. Well, people have seen... I would assume that anyone watching this would have already watched Flashpoint. Right?
Well, you know what? By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be like a week from the release. So I think we could say a little spoilers.
All right. Well, obviously he loses his powers somehow. I won't tell you how, but his younger annoying self gets his powers and he loses his powers. So he's got to get him back, just like in Flashpoint. How he has to like basically electrocute himself, right? And he basically gets charged to like almost nothing. And he's like, do it again. And Batman's like, we fried it. Batman's not freaked out at all. Like, dude, you almost died.
Right.
He's just like, I'm sorry, I can't flip the switch anymore. I got no
Right.
electricity. And then Supergirl shows up. She's like, I'll just bring you up into the sky and get you electrocuted again.
Yeah. What are the
Like
odds?
there's
Let
no
me.
big like it's no big thing. Like this guy knows what
Right.
he's doing. He's not crazy or nothing. I mean, the other guy's fast, but I'm sure he's got some good points. So she just
Yeah.
brings him up and I
And
mean,
she
it
was.
works, but
Yeah, and she was gone during that whole like.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
how does
thing.
she know?
How she
Like
know?
so that kind of bothered me too a little bit, but at the same time, it was cool watching her lift him up into the clouds and stuff.
You know what was interesting that I caught that I don't think a lot of people, maybe not. This movie was actually based off of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Oh, it was because they mentioned it.
Okay.
Because when I don't know if you caught it, but after Flash was helping Ben Affleck's Batman and they're talking, Flash has explained to him like, yeah, I could go back.
Yeah, right.
He's like,
Because
oh,
in the original Justice League, they never
that
show
wasn't.
that scene.
They never
Right?
show that
He never
scene.
goes
Yeah,
back in time. Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, so and you know what's interesting about that is that I can't remember if it was WB or somebody from WB were saying like, we wish we never released Zack Snyder's because now you separated like the fan base. You got like the theatrical.
I don't know anyone who would have really enjoyed Joss Whedon's Justice League over Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's a completely different movie and way better.
Right. Yeah. So, but they're saying that WB wishes that they never released the Zack Snyder cut.
They made it, that would be terrible. They definitely should have done that. So
right.
I don't know why they would say that. That's a dumb.
The other thing I did like was the cameos, like the surprises, especially the one superhero that never made it to film, but they put him in there.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was a good deep cut.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When that happened, I was like, no, they didn't. The guy next to me was like, what? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, no, they didn't. Wow. But yeah, those cameos, and then this is not a spoiler because they said it. I think James Gunn said this. He said there's gonna be another Batman in there besides Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck. I was waiting for the whole time, and then at the end you see it. I was like, wow. They said just F it. Let's this is our last DCEU movie. Yeah. Let's just go wild with this.
And then it gets ruined by like the final scene. Don't even bother watching the last post-credit scene. It's so stupid.
They could have done it better. I think I know why they did it like that.
To get you amped up for the final DC movie. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm not. Oh, I didn't even think about that. But
that's the only thing I would think he would even show it because remember this guy still exists and there's a movie coming out.
We'll do this one last spoiler, okay? So, and did you hear that there was supposed to be a different ending?
I would have liked that.
Yeah, that the original ending was supposed to set up like more of the DCEU, but that's gone. But anyways, spoiler alert! If you guys want to fast forward 5 minutes, at the end credits, it's Barry and Aquaman having drinks or coming out of a bar drunk. Well, Aquaman's drunk.
Yeah, Barry can't get drunk.
Yeah. And so they're just saying, Barry's saying, yeah, I've seen multiple Batmans, I've seen multiple Supermans, but you basically say the same. When I first heard, when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, that kind of confirms that. I think this is just one of my theories because I was paying attention to James Gunn when James Gunn was doing his recasting. When he came to Jason Momoa, Jason Momoa says, "Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still Aquaman." And then I think WB still hasn't decided what they're going to do with Ezra Miller. They're saying like, okay, because James Gunn is kind of saying like, oh yeah, this Flash is kind of reboots the DCU, or it turns the DCEU into the DCU. So when I saw those two together, it reminded me of like, oh, you know what? those were also the two actors that showed up in what's John Cena's
Peacemaker?
thing? Peacemaker. And that was James Gunn's project too.
Yeah.
So I was like, so are they keeping Ezra Miller
They
to
can't
stay?
keep Ezra Miller.
I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
first of all, I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna crap on him for a bit. Well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people I think are not gonna enjoy his Flash. And to be honest, he's also kind of crazy off screen.
Yeah.
So, I just think that's too much. To pull. I mean, look what happened to Jonathan Majors, man. I mean,
And I'm glad you said that, because if they keep Ezra, they better keep. If Jonathan is innocent, they better keep him.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to keep
back.
Jonathan Majors either, but which sucks, but because he was a pretty good Kang to me. But, yeah, there's no way. I mean, and there's evidence to the roof against Ezra Miller. There's
like, no
text
questions.
Messages against
No
Jonathan
questions.
Majors. That's it.
Yeah.
I just, I don't. It doesn't make any sense to keep him. Like, you may want to keep people on a hook for a while, but I don't believe for a second they're keeping Ezra Miller.
Right.
You never know for sure.
So, your score for the Flash?
The Flash, 6.
I'll give it 6.5.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best DC EU movie, but it was one of the better ones. Definitely
it's
better.
One of the better ones in a long time.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely
say
better
that.
than Shazam, the second Shazam.
Definitely better than Shazam.
Definitely better than Wonder Woman 84.
Yep.
Definitely better than Birds of Prey. Maybe just as good as the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad Part 2.
And Black Adam.
I think it's better than Black Adam.
It is better than Black Adam. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. We agree. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Secret Invasion. I didn't know it was out.
Wait. Before we finish, there's one more thing I want to say. Why didn't Barry try to figure out who killed his mom?
Wow.
That bothered me so much.
Wow.
Why wouldn't you try to figure out who did this to your mother? That made no sense to me whatsoever. So that part really annoyed me, and that's why the thing got like a 6. I couldn't give it any more than that.
That's right. I didn't even think about that.
Never? Really? It didn't actually. I'll tell you, it didn't stumble upon me until after I got out of the movie. But before I got out of my buddy's car to go home, because he gave me a lift, I right before I closed the door on him, I was like, "Hey man, thanks for the ride. By the way, why didn't he go back and find out who his mother's killer was?" And then before he could say anything, he was like, "Oh," and I shut the door. And I walked away.
Sleep on that. Boom.
Yeah. Mic drop.
Right.
But honestly,
that's right.
it's crazy, right?
And speaking of that, there was like no clue on who it was. When you go to like the CW Flash, you get a hint of who it could have been.
Yeah, and in the comics, I'm pretty sure it's Reverse Flash, or at least in the New 52, I'm pretty sure it is.
And this one, you just we think the police think it was somebody thought that nobody was home, and they came in, and I was like, there was no. They didn't show like the shoe. They didn't show nobody run out the door. It was nothing.
Yeah, I love how also this place had only one security camera, and it was by the tomatoes. There was like no camera at the door, like when people walk in.
Right.
Right. The only security cameras by the tomatoes. Like, okay.
Right.
I guess. Whatever. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, do you have any theories at all why he wouldn't try? Would it be too much of a ripple? Is that because you're still preventing someone from getting murdered either way by doing the small act. So you're still letting someone live who did die. So either way, that's a big ripple.
Well, let's think about this. Okay, you're wondering why he didn't stop the killer, or why he didn't figure out?
Either. I'll take either. Why didn't you try to stop him, or at least find out who did it? So you could try to bring him to justice in your time later, or something.
So that makes sense. I would say this. The figure out who it was. He will still try to if you figure out who it was, how can he make his father look innocent though? Because remember, he's a young kid when his mom dies.
Yeah.
So he really can't do nothing as a young kid to figure out. Or I guess you could. I
All
don't
he
know.
had to do was stick around when his dad left and find out who killed his mom.
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how he would do that.
But I guess at this point it would have to. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about this a little too hard now, because I guess at that point you'd have to stop him. Then you'd have to stop him from killing.
Yeah, I think the only way would be to stop him.
Because you can't just sit there and watch it because you haven't accepted the fact that your mom is dead. The fact that you've even gone back here at that point, there's no way that you would actually watch it happen. So
the only thing you could possibly do is if he got his kid self to go down the stairs sooner to try to at least see who it was.
Yeah,
that's the only way. Then that way the kid can identify like, oh yeah, I think it was a neighbor,
maybe
or something, you know.
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah. So now let's talk Secret Invasion. Like I was saying, I didn't know it was out until you text me. I was like, oh, it's out already? Okay, let me watch it. So can we safely say, okay, here's my theory. Yeah, here's my theory. I think Secret Invasion is going to have nothing to do with the multiverse.
Okay. Do I agree?
What are your thoughts?
Yeah. To be honest, I hope it doesn't. Because people are getting multiversed out. I need something that's more grounded.
Yeah. We talked about that last time. I think you said your wife was like saying like, this is kind of getting complicated.
Yeah.
To keep up with this multiverse thing.
Remember we were talking about the difference between incursions and like a variance or something like that, right? We couldn't even remember the words.
Right.
So, yeah. I think people need a break and for something more normal. I mean, you can't just keep upping the stakes, right? At some point, it can't be a cosmic event all the time.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, I hope it's not, to be honest. I mean, maybe I know it's going to lead into the Marvels for sure because, you know, Carol Danvers and stuff and all that, and Nick Fury's in the Marvels and, you know, all that. But how, I don't know. And that'll be like a subtle nod to the multiverse, but it certainly won't be what it has been lately, you know?
Right.
So I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be. I think it needs to be something that's stable.
Do we know how many episodes this is? Is it 6 like all the rest of them?
6 episodes, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you know, I thought the ship that Fury was on, I thought it was called Sword, but it's called Saber.
Well, it's Sword in the comics.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I could have sworn it was Sword, but it's Saber.
And I think it's Sword in WandaVision too. The agency that guy works for, I think, is called Sword.
Oh.
But the actual ship that he's on, yeah, it's Saber.
Oh, so Sword is like the new shield in space, but the ship is actually called Saber.
I think so. Don't quote me on that.
Because I could have sworn in Spider-Man 2.
But in WandaVision, I'm pretty sure that the organization that the main villain worked for, the one who was recreating Vision, was Sword.
Okay. So I think in Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, that's when you find out he's on the ship, right? He's not really there.
Yeah, he's off world.
And I could have sworn it said like a title like said Sword. But anyways, first episode, Secret Invasion. It's I think I have to watch it again.
Me too.
It's I have to figure out what is going on. So far, I can say like there's 2 groups of Skrulls there, good and bad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who and why the AAR are present. The America Against Russia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out, are they connected to the Bad Scroll group or whatever? I have to watch it again. I'm mad that Hill, is it Maria Hill?
Uh-huh.
I'm mad about that.
Oh, you don't know she's actually dead.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sorry,
Well,
man. You saw a body, but you didn't see a funeral.
oh.
So you don't know
Guess
yet.
that's
I
it.
mean, remember Fury in Winter Soldier? Thought he was
Yeah.
dead too.
Right.
He got hit real good.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was a sniper rifle. So,
Wait. Speaking of death, did you see Fast and the Furious X?
no,
Okay.
and that's not
Let's-
like it's stupid. Like I'm not gonna see it. I mean, I usually wait for those movies though to come out on video,
right.
because I don't take Fast and the Furious movies seriously at all.
Right.
I think of them as like Looney Tunes.
Yo, there's a
It's the best
meme
way to
out.
go into it. Just like think of it as you're watching a cartoon that's been brought to life. Because
There's a meme out right now
Okay.
saying, when did you stop taking Fast and Furious seriously? And it's
after
like
the
all
second one, I think.
and there's all these clips of like Vin Diesel. They're like, oh, I stopped taking seriously when Vin Diesel got married in the white tank top. Oh, I stopped taking seriously when Vin Diesel all of a sudden became an earthbender. Oh, I stopped taking it's hella funny. I was like, damn, you're right. He like Vin Diesel almost is like the Hulk in this movie where like nothing can kill him and his shirt never gets dirty and shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, back that's another topic. The reason I brought that up because just like the Marvel movies, nobody stays dead in Fast and Furious. There's people that come back alive.
Yeah,
in this
dude,
movie.
Han, right? He came back
No,
first.
and yeah, first it was him. No, first it was Letty, right? Vin Diesel's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was dead in number 4, and then
What's her name?
she
Michelle
comes
Rodriguez?
back.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And then she comes back at the end of number 5.
Yeah, I know,
Like-
right? Like, oh, I wasn't dead. Like, dude, you were dead.
Yeah. Then Han, and then you see him upside down in the car, and he blows up. Come to find out, like Mr. Nobody or whoever's name is, took him out.
Yeah, right.
And that split second.
Sure.
Yeah, but there's somebody in this one that comes back alive. So
They just don't care.
yeah,
And why would you? I don't take those movies seriously anyway.
right.
Like, the stakes in Fast and Furious are like, whatever.
Last thing about this movie, then we'll get back to Secret Invasion.
Sure.
Jason Momoa made that movie.
Oh, and the new one?
Yeah, he's a great villain. He's almost like a Joker.
Yeah, he seems very, how do I put it?
Sadistic.
No. It's something more like entertaining, but psychotic.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of what the word is.
That's perfect
eccentric,
right there.
maybe?
But back to Secret Invasion. Yeah, so yeah, there's a group of we got Talos, who's on Earth. I guess Nick Fury called Nick Fury to come back down, and they're trying to figure out this new there's this this is bunker or something like that, or a secret secret that they found out. Because remember in the beginning, Ross, the scroll that was disguised as Ross,
Mm-hmm.
was meeting some guy about this secret base or something like that, or something secret.
Yeah, for sure. I think he might have known about the bombing plan, possibly.
Yeah, too. Yeah,
That might have been it. But and I like how immediately though, because you know what show it is, you're like, man, all these dudes are Skrull.
yeah.
I don't think either one of these people ain't human. Come on,
Right.
And then you immediately, yeah. I don't. We can spoil stuff on this one, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's been out and stuff, so you
Yeah.
find out like Ross is the Skrull, which me and my wife, we were both like, I think he's a Skrull.
Right. And then you gotta wonder. Was Ross? Well, no, it's not the real Ross because, but he was in Black Panther. And I think they would have found out.
Yeah. And even and here's the thing, Maria Hill too. She was a Skrull in Far From Home. Her and Talos were Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Mm-hmm. So now I know that apparently his wife is dead. She died. They haven't shown how it happened yet.
And we're not even sure she's
Talos's
dead
wife, and we don't know if Talos's wife is really dead.
because she died by the enemy, but she's probably working for the enemy.
It's possible.
And she probably yeah.
But yeah, in Spider-Man: Far From Home, Maria Hill and Nick Fury that were in that movie were actually Talos and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's still his wife. Who knows? I doubt it, but never know.
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta watch this episode again because I gotta figure out what's the plot. Because the bombing happened, and so it's like, okay, what's next? You know, is it?
I will say this though, I don't like that they're nerfing Fury right now. He doesn't seem like himself. I'm sorry, dude. Fury's too hard. I know that the blip affects everyone differently, right? Yeah. But that is not a man that's afraid of death.
Right.
I can't buy that it changed him. If anything, it would change maybe Maria Hill, but not Nick Fury. So I don't really get that. I see what they're trying to amp up for. I know what type of story they're telling, but they don't need to tell the story like that. I don't think. I think Nick Fury can come back and just be a badass. Right. I can see him intentionally getting caught, but then as he maybe goes in or something like that, he takes him out real quick. To show that he's still got the moves. But I think he's gonna be making mistakes, and then all of a sudden he's gonna shave his beard and be old Nick Fury, and then he's gonna be badass Nick Fury again. You know?
Yeah.
So that I don't like as much.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
But I'm still enjoying it. Okay, I'm giving it. I mean, I'm gonna watch it either way, but
yeah,
I'm like half and half on it right now. What about you?
Same thing. Yeah. I'm glad there's some action. It's going to be very interesting because probably every episode we're going to be like, who's really a Skrull? Who's really human?
Yeah, that's probably the most fun part of this, right?
Because there's that part during the festival, the bombing.
Yeah.
You didn't know if that was Nick Fury or if you didn't know that was Maria Hill,
Yeah, and also the fact that he saw all those different faces, those are the same faces that he saw earlier in the days. He saw a guy at the bar, the woman kissing the person, and the little girl with the balloon. Girl. Mm-hmm. And then that guy Gravik changed into all three of them.
Right.
And he's like, there are just so many opportunities to stop this already.
Wait, did he?
Happen.
I thought Nick Fury was just seeing somebody or seeing like memories or something like that.
Well, I don't know, man. It looked like he was changing right in front of him. To me. Because he saw all these things. He even had contact with the person at the bar. Remember he bought him a shot?
Yeah, vodka.
Yeah. So that dude was real. So he may not have interacted with the girl, but she might have still been there. You know what I mean? So I don't know for sure, but it seems like that's possible. The other thing that bothered me too in this episode is again, there are so many times where you could just solve your problem before it even starts. When Talos is with his daughter and she knows about this plan, and I think she even has the bombs, why did he just take them from her? You don't have to kill her, man. Just take her out. Yeah. Take the bombs. So she just lets her walk up the ladder. It's like, oh, well, okay. What?
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, that girl needs a spanking, man. Get them bombs. That bothered me. But, it's got to progress the show, right?
Right.
But there were some fun parts in the show, too. I'm half and half, like I said. But did that bother you? Did you just let her walk off?
Yeah, because he didn't really put up a fight.
No.
Don't drop your gun. No. Come on.
No. I did like the Fury killed that guy, though. That was nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right, at least he's not afraid to just take somebody out, even after Talos told him not to. Talos gets into a fight with another Skrull that won't give him the information, and he's starting to whoop up on Talos pretty good, and tells Nick Fury not to shoot him, and Nick Fury says, I don't care. Just shoots him straight in the heart.
You're getting your ass kicked.
Out. It's like, well, we should beat him.
Right. Yeah, so we're gonna have to see. Besides,
I definitely think you're right. The most entertaining part of this show is probably gonna be who's a Skrull and who's not.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I have for it. Like I said, I gotta watch it again to see.
What was that little part with Rhodey and that other guy? too.
Oh, the president.
Yeah.
I think they were just saying how Nick Fury came back to Earth
Okay.
and he should have stayed up there.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of that,
I
that was
think,
pretty cool. They did it just like in the trailers where he kind of came out and he looked like an alien, and then
yeah,
it showed him actually come out. That was a very cool reveal. I love that.
right.
That was very cool.
So yeah, I think Rhodey makes another appearance in the episodes. I think he actually meets up with Nick Fury and talks to him.
I'm sure he does.
So I think that's all I have for Secret Invasion.
Okay.
Yeah. Other Marvel news, other comic news. Blue Beetle is coming out soon.
I'll be checking that one out. I can't. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got a Buster Sword. I can't not see that movie. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, just take my money.
There's like more and more news about Deadpool 3.
I haven't really kept up on that too much.
Yeah, they're just. I think they're just saying the same stuff that they're
It's
trying.
Like the last hope for a Marvel.
I think they're saying there's gonna be multiple variants of Wolverine and multiple variants of other X-Men characters.
Okay.
And I think they're trying to somehow include Fantastic Four in there or something like that. Craven. Have you seen the trailer?
Now that's a movie I'm looking forward to.
Really? I didn't. It's not catching me.
What?
It's not.
Get out of here, man. He looks savage.
I was hoping for another person, maybe a buffer person.
That dude's pretty big.
It's not. He. I remember him from the movie Kick-Ass.
Did you see? Yeah, but I mean, have you seen him since? Did you see Bullet Train?
I didn't see Bullet Train.
He was great in Bullet Train.
Yeah.
He's got range.
He's grown a lot. Like I remember in the Godzilla movie, and then I remember him in as Quicksilver.
Yeah, he's got range, man. I think he'll be just fine.
I think the story is gonna be not that good.
I don't care about the story. He's killing people left and right in that trailer, right. And I'm okay with that. We need a rated R Marvel movie now.
This is supposed to be rated R, yeah?
Yeah, without a doubt. This whole like tainted down, nerfing people, making them little bitches is just starting to annoy me. I need something savage, harsh. You know, that's why I was really looking forward to Secret Invasion. I know it's not going to be that big because it's Disney Plus, you know, and you know, kids get to watch this, but you can still. You can take it to another level, you know, where it's, I don't know, not everyone being nice to each other, I guess. Right. I mean, he did shoot someone in the first episode, man. Bam. We got a couple of deaths. So it brings me a bit of hope that at least the show will be a little bit darker. You know, kind of like Moon Knight. I like that Moon Knight was a bit darker.
Moon Knight was cool, yeah.
Yeah. But we need something in theaters that, like, is raw, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what is there, because I know they're doing like their whole Sony Spider-Man spin-offs, and there's supposed to be like some Madam Web movie coming out that they're working on.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think they even got the actress already. I just wonder how this is gonna play out.
And again, I think after they do that, I just don't know how far they're gonna take it, man. Because again, I think people are just getting sick of these multiple universes, no matter where it comes from. Whether it be the Spider-Verse or the MCU or the DCU. So, I mean, I'm going to go see, you know, the next Spider-Man movie because Did you see Across the Spider-Verse, by the way?
I haven't. I heard it was good. I heard it was better than the first one.
I don't know about that, but it's really good. So, I'll just say that. But I think after you finish this one, then you do Madam Web. I don't know.
Right.
Because that's all Spider-Verse, Madam Web.
Yeah.
So I think you got to give people a break.
Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Was it good?
You haven't seen that yet?
I haven't seen it, no.
Oh, yeah. It's probably the best MCU movie in a while.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I heard good things about it.
I cried.
But from what I hear, it looks like they nerfed Adam Warlock, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's dumb.
Yeah.
Apparently, he got out of his cocoon too soon.
Oh, that's how they play it?
That's how they play it. Yeah, it's so... It annoyed me so much. Like, dude, Adam Warlock is OP. Like, this is a dude that was supposed to take down Thanos in Infinity Gauntlet.
Right. That's why I was like,
You know, like,
you should make quick work of Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah, but yeah.
What was I about to say? I forget.
It's
That's
so
all I
fun
have.
too, man, because I enjoyed these movies at the time, and then you think about them, and you're just like, man, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? And normally I don't let it bother me, but it's happening more and more. You know,
Right.
that these, if you watch the older movies and then you go and watch this newer stuff, it's like, why are they doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't hate Multiverse of Madness. A lot of people didn't like that movie. I did. I enjoyed most of that movie, to be honest. There were some weird parts.
Me too.
But I had fun watching that movie. But Ant-Man was, you know, it was not that great.
Yeah, they hyped it up too much.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, what else is coming out? I think Marvel's is coming out this year, I think.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of excited about that movie.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, I am.
I only like who they call? They call it's not Miss Marvel and it's not Captain Marvel. Who's the black girl? They call her is it Spec
Photon?
Yeah, Photon. That's the only reason why I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it, yeah.
I mean, as soon as I saw that fight, I was like, okay, that's cool. If they learn to master the fact that they're switching left and right whenever they use their powers against this one enemy, that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah. So that's why I actually started to get really excited, because if they could do the fight like smart like that, and they actually think about the whole movie smartly like that, I can enjoy that. And I didn't mind Miss Marvel. I actually thought she was really funny. She reminded me of Spider-Man when he was starting out, kind of silly and stuff like that and fun, which I don't mind that type of stuff. But I know I just didn't like it. I remember.
Did you hear that they're supposed to be making another Star Wars movie, Rey? Oh
my god, they need to not do that.
Yeah. I think there's supposed to be 2 of them or something like that.
People are so sick of Star Wars being
And you know what sucks is that you know me, I go for the underdogs. I wish they would play more part.
They're not making people underdogs anymore. That's the problem. People just start getting these powers and they're just that good for no reason. Like,
yeah. Well,
like I'm talking about like all of a sudden she's just like OP, and she
they said that Finn would have a better. He would have been a better main actor.
He would have been a better story arc.
Yeah, because you know his arc. He got stripped away from his family,
right?
Stormtrooper.
He's the underdog.
Yeah, he would have better arc.
It's just you could have done the same thing with her. Just nerf her, man. She actually should be nerfed. Like that makes sense. And she goes through trials and tribulations and gets stronger, and maybe a bigger time gap to give her time to learn more. Like
because she goes against a guy that trained under Luke and then trained under Snoke.
Yeah,
and was just as equal. Or no, she barely beat him.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed the movies. Like I said, I can enjoy a movie just to enjoy it. But I just to think that the thing that bothers me nowadays is that these movies are kind of entertaining and you enjoy them when you see them. But think about what if they put the effort that they could have really put into these stories. How great more of a movie you could have watched.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people are just getting away with it now, and now they want more money for it.
Yeah,
the writer's strike that's going on. I can't even fathom that. Like, man, we're making shit. Pay us more money to make more shit.
Right. Speaking of Star Wars, Ahsoka's supposed to come out soon, right?
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that looks like it's promising. Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Let's hope so. But no, what I was saying about the sequels is that they don't do too much. It's like everybody forgets about the sequels. There was only one show that came out, or a cartoon that had to deal with the sequels. It was called Resistance, and you can watch it on Disney Plus.
But
everything else is tied to the prequels and the original trilogy. I would like to see especially the Knights of Ren. I like to
Dude, I would
see.
have loved to see that. There's like
Yeah,
no chance to see that now. I mean, what are you
I
just
would
gonna
love to
show a
see.
flashback with Kylo? I just
Yeah, I would love to see. Um, Luke's training his students. I like to see all that.
I I I think it's gonna
I
be
want to
not
see.
that good, but I want to see Acolyte. It's a whole new arc that you can really actually go with, which no one knows that much about. So you could
Right.
do something interesting with it. You
Yeah,
know, you
yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to keep sucking off the
Is that
teats
coming out this year?
of the sequels and the prequels.
Is that
No,
coming out
I
this year?
think that's gonna be at least
Oh,
a
okay.
year away, if not more, because of the writer's strike now. But
We got
I
all
don't
about
have
that.
much high hopes for it, to be honest. But it sounds like a cool concept. I just think
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna screw it up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Dude, Indiana Jones looks terrible.
Oh, the trailers.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch it. I love Indiana
Are you
Jones.
really?
I like the last one.
You like Crystal Skull was okay,
I liked it. Yeah,
but
I liked
compared to
all of
the
them.
first three, not even close. And you
I
watch
like.
the
I like
first
it.
three and then watch Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Crystal Skulls is not the best one.
Right, but
It's
do you think
still
they're gonna make
it's
a better one than Crystal Skull? No, it's gonna be
from
way. And dude, I've already
the
seen.
trailer, it doesn't look promising.
It doesn't, not at all.
Yeah.
And you're right. I'm gonna watch it too. I'm not going to see it in the theater. I'm gonna wait for it to hit Disney Plus so I can watch it, for
Mhm.
free. But there's no way I'm paying money to see that movie.
Right.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah. Probably the
That's all
coolest
I
part
have.
is gonna be the time shift or whatever, because you see like
Yeah.
a young indie.
Mhm.
That's probably gonna be the coolest part. I think the rest of it, dude, he's so old.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be playing Red Hulk. That's
That's
interesting.
believable though, because you're not gonna, he's gonna be CG,
Yeah.
so it's not gonna matter. But
Yeah, that's all I have for today. Anything else?
trying to
Am I
think.
missing anything?
There's a Tekken beta that's coming up. You guys should sign up for that if you like Tekken.
Really? Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's also a Mortal Kombat beta coming up.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That looks interesting.
Yeah,
So it
Mortal
looks
Kombat 1 actually looks. You want to talk about Mortal Kombat 1? What'd you think? Because you saw the trailers and you saw the gameplay,
Yeah,
right?
let's
I
talk
would
about it
like
real
to
quick.
hear from a casual perspective what you thought of Mortal Kombat.
Let's talk about it real quick. I was so used to the MK11 characters, how designs, how they look, the face, that these designs look I don't like it.
Okay.
It looks like everybody's changed and nobody looks and maybe yeah. But I think the reason why and this looks like it's doing like a multi-universe now. Because now it looks like that Liu Kang, now that he's the fire god, the fire thunder god, now look like he's going back in time. And I'm not sure if he's going back to when everybody started or if he's going to another timeline.
Yeah. So basically he created a whole new, like, I'm not going to say universe, but yeah, a whole different timeline. He remade things more in a peaceful way. So like things that were happening before are going to be very different. Like it's possible that Scorpion and Sub-Zero are going to be friends.
Right.
Maybe Melina and Katana don't. Well, Melina doesn't hate Katana anymore. Maybe it's exactly the opposite. Maybe Melina gets, the crown, and Katana hates her.
Well,
or maybe they both get along.
Didn't they say that? Didn't maybe I think I read something or
I haven't read much about it. I've just been kind of.
Or I think it was in the trailer that it said that Katana envied Melina this time.
Okay, there you go.
Like Katana was always in her shadow or something like that. I think that was in the trailer or something.
But think about all the wild things they could do. Like everything you knew about Mortal Kombat, now you know nothing.
Right.
Which I think is really cool because you could do different things with these characters and it would be interesting, I think.
So who do we have so far? We have Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and then Katana.
It looked like Kung Lao was shown, but I don't think he's actually shown gameplay at all yet.
Yeah, who's the gameplay? It was only 4 characters, right? Was it Kano?
Kano is a cameo. He's not an actual playable character, but he's a cameo character. Sonya Blade, I don't think is playable, at least not yet, but she's a cameo character. Who's the other one? Fire God Liu Kang, playable. Let me see.
Oh yeah, Liu Kang was the other playable character.
Yeah, Sub-Zero was playable.
And Scorpion. Yeah,
Jax was a
Scorpion.
cameo.
And Scorpion. It looks like Scorpion doesn't have a spear this time. It looks like he has like a hook.
Was Scorpion shown?
I believe so.
Okay.
Or maybe that was just in the trailer.
No, maybe. I mean, he was definitely in the trailer. Yeah, but I don't know if he was shown in the actual gameplay. But of course, he'll be in the game. So still, because they didn't show Shang Tsung either anyway, and he's going to be in the game too.
Right.
But yeah, what'd you think of the gameplay?
I thought it was cool. There's like a tag mechanism now. And I'm not sure.
I haven't been this excited for Mortal Kombat in a really long time because I don't usually enjoy Mortal Kombat games.
Really?
No.
Oh.
No, most of the time they're pretty boring to me. MKX is probably the coolest one out of all of them because you can kind of do a lot more with your combos and stuff like that. But MK11 was very cut and paste, like same combos over and over again, no matter what. No freedom of expression, no creativity.
Oh, Kenshi.
Yeah,
Kenshi was another playable character.
But the fact that you just added these cameos as assists, just already like brings a lot more possibilities. And then I heard that you don't need like meter to do certain things that you used to need meter to do, which makes things pretty cool, you know, because then you can actually expand on more stuff when you use meter. And it just looks way cooler to me so far, for sure. I'm excited.
Oh, then in Raiden, well, there's gameplay of Raiden.
Oh, there is?
And it looks like this is Raiden before he becomes a god.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Raiden's in it too. That's true. Yeah, I forgot.
Or before he becomes Lord Raiden. Look like he's still like a monk training.
Well, he won't be anymore. That's the thing. Because I think him and Liu Kang switched.
Oh yeah. Raiden gave him his powers, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So far, Fire God Liu Kang looks the sickest.
Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be. Yeah, the roster will be
Kung Lao,
pretty good.
Sub-Zero. I seen Kano do like an assist. I seen Sonya Blade do an assist. Kenshi. And I'm assuming that was Johnny Cage. But it doesn't look like Johnny Cage at all.
I heard they're actually going to get Van Damme to do a Johnny Cage cameo too.
I can't wait till one of the things about Mortal Kombat is the guest characters. I wonder who they're going to have this time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's already been leaked.
Really?
Yeah, Amazon accidentally leaked it or something. Well, one's going to be Homelander.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, that'll be very cool.
That's great.
I don't remember who the other ones were anymore. But, yeah. Homelander's a big one.
Definitely go play that. I enjoyed.
I think to go to WB's website. You can sign up for the beta if you want. I don't know if it's not an open beta; it's closed, but still, you should be able to, get your name in there at least.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that's all I have for tonight.
Okay,
for this episode.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much out of topics for tonight. There's more to talk about, but we can talk about it another time because we wanted to talk about some cool stuff like favorite cartoons and stuff when we were growing up.
Yeah. Childhood, yep.
Yeah, which I'm really.
I got my list somewhere. I got to find my list. Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, so we got some fun topics to talk about.
Right.
Besides just Secret Invasion and stuff like that. So.
Right. All right, guys. Till the next episode. My name is Ron Deasy. I got my host here.
I'm Mr. Awesome.
And we are Two Nerds Are Better Than One. We are back. Be sure to subscribe, follow us, and listen to us on Spotify and everywhere else. We'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.